Hello, this is Brenda Curie of Sacred Path Healing. And a question I've been getting quite often is just narrow it down for me, like top 3 things that I would recommend to heal naturally. And although I think there are probably more than 3, if I had to really pare it down, these would be my top 3 suggestions from a holistic perspective. So I'm going to start with number 3. The third one is to understand your dosha. Now, if you have no idea what a dosha is, totally okay. A dosha in Ayurveda is how you relate to the elements in nature. Those 5 elements are air, space, fire, water, and earth. And we all have a unique ratio or combination of those different elements within us. Some of them express themselves more. And those are in 3 doshas, which is Vata, the energies of air and space, Pitta, the energies of mostly fire, some water, and Kapha, which are the energies of both earth and water. And it's not just to know your dosha. I mean, that can be somewhat valuable, like you know what your Myers-Briggs is, or you know what your personality type is, or Enneagram, or something like that. But I mean, really understand your dosha in terms of which qualities do you emulate in nature. So, for example, if you are very Vata, do you have the light, cold, dry qualities? If you are more Pitta, do you have kind of the fiery, passionate, get stuff done kind of qualities? Or are you more Kapha, which is those earth and water qualities that are a little bit slower to move, very compassionate, very grounded? The reason why it's important to understand your dosha is it will inform you on how to create balance in your body and in your mind. So when we are looking to do that, it's not a one-size-fits-all. So depending on what your dosha is will determine what your nutritional needs are. Depending on what your unique combination, what I call your energetic signature in the world, will also depend on what kind of movement. Yes, movement and nutrition is really important, especially to decrease chronic inflammation, but it needs to be individualized towards your unique dosha. So that would be number 3. Number 2 is you got to clear the old habits first. Before we start reintroducing, whether it's a new nutrition plan or exercise program or just a new mindset meditation practice, I think what needs to happen first is we need to create space, clearing out the old before we can allow in the new. And the best way that I have personally found to do this for myself and for people that I work with is through energy healing techniques. Probably my number 1 go-to to help clear old habits or mental patterns like criticism, judgmentalism, kind of defeatist mentality, so we don't kind of creep back into those old habits, is with an energy healing technique that is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine called EFT, or emotional freedom technique. If you're not familiar with this video isn't going to go into details about it, but I'll link to another video of mine that goes through EFT to motivate your day. And basically EFT, or it's also abbreviated as tapping, the more modern version of EFT, kind of does a reset to your nervous system. And it kind of just allows you to reboot, clear the old, letting go of what no longer is serving you so that you can affirm what you do want to create for your new habit. Okay, so that's number 2. You got to clear out the old mental patterns and habits that are no longer serving you. And so the number 1 thing, if I were to be really honest with my own healing journey through spinal fusion surgery and autoimmunity, is having a community that allows you to grow. So this is different than, having a best friend that will listen to you, maybe even tell you what you want to hear, that might have, the same belief systems as you. But if you really want to elevate your habits and the way that you live your life, it needs to be within a community that allows you to grow and evolve. These might be people that kind of nudge you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Because as human beings, with reptilian brains, we love the familiar. And sometimes to sort of interrupt the familiar so we can grow into the best versions of ourselves, it takes consistency. And I found for myself, in order to be consistent, there also needs to be loving accountability. And I truly hope that you have that support for yourself. And if you don't, let's chat about that. I would love to have a conversation around any of these 3 priorities. So again, quick recap. Third one, understand your dosha. Not just know it like a label, but really understand it in terms of the 5 different elements in nature. Spend some time out in nature, observe it, see how you interact with it, because we're all a microcosm of the bigger macrocosm. Second thing, clear out the old mental patterns and habits. So whatever helps you let go of things on all levels. For me, emotional freedom technique, EFT is a great way to do that, but there's other energy healing techniques and ways to just release the old so you create space for the new of what you do want to create. And then finally, having a growth community that just, helps you be the very best version, healthiest version of you. So if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for future videos that come out weekly-ish, kind of. Anyway, I'll put some links in the description below if you'd like to connect and we can chat about any of these 3 priorities. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Namaste.